Tristan Maxwell knew he was going to have to step up his game coming into his junior season on a North Mecklenburg basketball team that lost 8 players from a year ago and did not return any seniors. Maxwell has done just that. The son of former Houston Rockets star Vernon "Mad Max" Maxwell, Tristan is averaging a career-best 22 points, 6 rebounds and 2 assists per game to lead a Vikings team that is 13-2 overall, including 6-0 in the I-Meck 4A conference. North Mecklenburg's only 2 losses came to 2 out-of-state teams, Westchester, CA, and St. Edward, O, in the Beach Ball Classic in Myrtle Beach, December 26–29. North Meck plays at Lake Norman Tuesday night, Jan. 22. Tristan Maxwell, came to us a skinny 9th grader that could shoot, said North Mecklenburg coach Dwayne Lewis, in his 20th year as the Vikings head basketball coach. Each year he has added to his game, and gotten bigger and stronger. This year, now 6'3", 200 pounds, he does so much more for this team, from scoring to rebounding to passing. He's a gifted offensive player. Maxwell has already had several big games this year, the latest coming in a 33-point effort to help North Meck to a 73–60 win at Mallard Creek, Jan. 11. 3 days earlier, Maxwell had 19 points in a 64–51 victory over Huff. He's one of those guys, if makes a couple shots, watch out because he can explode, Lewis said. We are working to help get him more consistent over 4 quarters. He's gotten more consistent each year. Maxwell has been a standout from the start at North Mecklenburg, not only cracking the starting lineup as a freshman but averaging 14 points per game. Last year, he averaged 20 points per game. Now, only 16 years old, Maxwell is busy taking his game to another level. Maxwell never has to look too far for motivation, as his father, Vernon Maxwell, was a former NBA great who played 13 years in the league, winning 2 world championships as the Houston Rockets' starting shooting guard. While some players would struggle with the expectations of being an NBA player's son, Maxwell thrives on it. I think he handles being the son of an NBA player really well, because he hears about it a lot at every game, Lewis said. I think that motivates Tristan and just makes him go a little harder. Being Vernon Maxwell's son just gives him an extra edge, makes him play a little harder every time he steps on the court. While Maxwell is focused on the North Mecklenburg season at hand, he also has an even brighter future with schools from ACC, SEC, Big East and more already recruiting him, according to Lewis, who says he is definitely a high major Division I player. Kai Moore, Mount Pleasant basketball. The Mount Pleasant junior had 54 points, 13 assists and a game-winning basketball in 2 games played in less than a 24-hour span last week. Moore had 31 points and 8 assists in an 80–62 at Anson County, Jan. 11. The next day, Moore came back with 23 points, 5 assists, including the game-winning score in a 74–72 victory at Concord. Moore had 3 buzzer-beating shots at the end of quarters against Concord, including the game winner with 3.7 seconds remaining. Mount Pleasant beat Concord for the 4th time in school history. Moore is averaging 17 points and 5 assists for Mount Pleasant, 13-2, 2-0 in the Rocky River Conference this season. Chris Robinson, Lincolnton basketball. The Lincolnton junior averaged 34 points per game in 3 contests to help the Wolves to 2-1 record last week. Robinson started his week with 29 points, including 7 3-pointers and his 1,000th career point, in a 69–53 over West Lincoln, Jan. 8. Robinson had 35 points, including 7 more threes, in the Wolves' 83–38 win over West Caldwell, Jan. 9. 2 days later, Robinson had 36 points, with 7 more 3-pointers, in an 80–74 loss to Lake Norman Charter. Demolade Adelakan, Gaston Day basketball. The 6'8", 225-pound senior forward had a big week of Jan. 11, with 69 points and 30 rebounds combined in 2 wins. Adelakan started his week with 30 points and 12 rebounds in an 87–41 win over Westminster Catawba, Jan. 8 Adelakan finished his week even stronger with 39 points and 18 rebounds in Gaston Day's 70-68 victory over rival, Gaston Christian. Adelakan is averaging 18 points, 13 rebounds and 4 blocks per game for the Spartans, 11-4, 2-0 in the Metrolina Athletic Conference MAC. A.J. Smith, Hickory Grove basketball. The Hickory Grove sophomore set a single-game school record with 44 points in the Lions' 79-59 win over South Lake Christian, Jan. 11. Smith also scored 24 points and grabbed 13 rebounds in a 78-52 win over Gaston Christian, Jan. 8. Smith averages 26 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals per game for Hickory Grove, 10-11, 3-2 in the MAC. Alex Tabor, Charlotte Country Day basketball. The Charlotte Country Day senior guard averaged 25 points per game in 2 big CISAA conference wins 2 weeks ago. Tabor had 34 points, including 4 three-pointers, in an 84-82 win over Cannon School, Jan. 8. 3 days later, Tabor had 16 points and 5 rebounds to lead the Bucks past rival Providence Day 54-47. Tabor is averaging 18 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists for Charlotte Country Day, 15-5, 2-0 in the CISAA conference this season. Drew Shaw, North Gaston basketball. The North Gaston senior forward averaged 17 points and 14 rebounds per game as the Wildcats went 2-1 2 weeks ago. Shaw's best individual game came in 65-54 loss at Crest, Jan. 11, where he had career highs of 26 points and 25 rebounds. Shaw also had 10 points, 12 rebounds and 6 steals in a 65-48 win over Stuart Kramer, Jan. 8. Shaw averages 12 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks and 2 assists per game for North Gaston, 6-9, 2-3 in the Big South Conference this season. Shaw, who has a 3.5 grade point average, is a Division III recruit, with interest from Guilford College, Covenant, Gaw, Huntingdon, Al, William Peace and Maine Maritime Academy, according to North Gaston coach, Wes Hebler. Mark Ray Jr., Albemarle basketball. The Albemarle freshman point guard averaged 21 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and 4 steals per game in wins over South Davidson and URA Charter the week of Jan. 11. Ray Jr. had his best game in the 84-65 win over South Davidson January 8, pouring in 29 points, 7 assists, and 4 steals in the victory. Averages 15 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds and 3 steals per game for an Albemarle team, 8-7, 6-1 in the Yadkin Valley 1A conference that has won 5 straight games after a 3-7 start. Jack Walker, Myers Park Swimming. The Myers Park senior earned Southwestern 4A Conference Swimmer of the Year honors while leading his Mustangs boys team to a dominant win in the league championship meet, Jan. 11. Walker, a University of Virginia commit, won the 200 and 500 freestyle, while leading the 200 medley relay and 400 freestyle relays to victory at the SW4A Championship at Mecklenburg County Aquatic Center in Uptown Charlotte. The Myers Park boys won the league title by 349 points over their closest competition, East Mecklenburg. Myers Park's Benjamin Hager made big contributions in the SW4A Championship meet, winning the 100 butterfly, 200 individual medley while swimming on the 200 medley relay team. Rourke Burden, Salisbury Swimming. The Salisbury senior led the Hornets to 2-0 record last week, beating Lexington and Central Davidson, Jan. 7 before knocking off Ledford and West Davidson, Jan. 9. Burden, who hasn't lost an individual event this season, won the 200 individual medley and 100 butterfly, Jan. 7. He also helped the 200 medley relay and 400 freestyle relay, with David Holden, Max Crawford, and Gabriel McClendon on both relays, to victory in the same meet. Meanwhile, Burton won the 50 and 100 freestyle events, Jan. 9. He also led the 200 medley relay with Crawford, McClendon, Rosh and Amin, and 400 freestyle relay, Holden, McClendon, Amin, the victories in the same meet. Garrett Boone, South Mecklenburg swimming. The South Mecklenburg sophomore won the 50 and 100 freestyle events in a showdown with rival Ardrikel Jan. 11. Boone, who has lost only one individual race all season, also helped the Sabres 400 freestyle relay with Wesley Barnett, Jack Marquardt and Michael Brashear, tie for first place at the same meet. Boone, Barnett, Coleman McCreary, and Ty Vendel also helped the South Meck 200 medley relay team to a runner-up finish. Colby Teague, Bandy's wrestling. The Bandy's senior is 39-2, won this in his 145-pound weight class through Jan. 15. Teague was 4-0 the week of January 11 with victories over his opponents from Bessemer City, East Lincoln, Hunter Huss and West Lincoln. Jared Watson, West Stanley wrestling. The West Stanley senior has reeled off 12 straight victories since claiming his 100th career win on the mat deck. 29. Watson was 7-0 last week with victories over his opponents from Forest Hills and Rocky River, Jan. 10. 2 days later, Watson went 5-0 to win the 152-pound title at the Bob Malden Classic at Piedmont with victories over his opponents from Anka, Hickory Ridge, Metrolina Christian and Porter Ridge in the same day, Jan. 12. Emerson Dowds, Weddington track. The Weddington senior ran the fastest 300-meter dash, 34.59, in the state this indoor season and a personal record time to win the event at a home meet, Jan. 9. Dowd's 300-meter personal best is also number 8 in the nation this indoor season, according to milesplit.com. Dowds also won the 55-meter dash at the same Weddington home meet in 6.58 seconds. Charlotte Observer Girls Athletes of the Week. Davidson Day Girls Basketball star Mallory Haynes. Davidson Day Basketball. The Davidson Day sophomore had her second 30-plus point outburst of the season with 31 points in a hard-fought 58-49 win over O'Neill School, 13-2, Jan. 11. Davidson Day handed O'Neill their first loss of the season in 51-47 victory in the Craze Sports Tournament final deck. 29. Haynes has been hot of late, averaging 29.5 points per contest in her last 2 outings while shooting 50% from the three-point line in the same span. Haynes, a Davidson College commit, is averaging 21 points and 4 rebounds per game for the Patriots, 14-2, currently no. 1 in the Observer Girls Sweet 16. Haynes also excels in the classroom where she has a 4.5 grade point average. Catherine Vandiver, Charlotte Latin basketball. The Charlotte Latin senior had a game to remember with 23 points, 19 rebounds, 5 blocks and 4 steals in a 47-45 overtime victory over Cannon School, Jan. 11. Vandiver hit a clutch three-pointer to tie the game with 19 seconds left in regulation. Vandiver, a Division III recruit according to Latin coach Charisse Mapp, averages 13 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals and 2 blocks per game this season for the Hawks, 9-5, 2-0 in the CISAA conference. South Meck's Sharia Gaddy, 23, is introduced before Tuesday's game at Myers Park. Sharia Gaddy, South Mecklenburg basketball. The South Mecklenburg senior guard had a career-high 40 points, including 7 three-pointers in a 78-29 win at Harding, Jan. 11. Gaddy also posted a double-double, 15 points and 11 rebounds in a 51-46 win over Barry, Jan. 8. Gaddy, a Presbyterian University signee, averages 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 assists per game for the Sabres, 11-4, 4-0 in the SOMIC 7 conference. Jania Downs, South Rowan basketball. The South Rowan senior had another big week, averaging 34 points and 12 rebounds per game in 3 contests. Downs started her week with a triple-double, including 38 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 steals in a 59-34 win at Central Davidson, Jan. One night later, Downs had 42 points, 1 point short of the school record, in a 73-63 loss to West Rowan. She added 14 rebounds and 8 steals in the same game. Downs averages 30 points, 12 rebounds and 4 steals per game this season for the Raiders, 7-7, 6-2 in the Central Carolinas Conference. Armani Baldwin, Albemarle basketball. The 5'2" Albemarle senior had a triple-double with 30 points, 11 steals and 10 rebounds to help the Bulldogs to a 69-37 win over URA Charter Jan. 10. Baldwin averages 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals and 3 assists per game for an Albemarle team off to a 14-1 start, including 7-0 in the Yadkin Valley 1A conference play. Brea Busby, Arborbrook Christian. The Arborbrook Christian Academy sophomore has been on fire of last, averaging 18 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds and 4 steals per game, 4 contests earlier this month. Busby's best game came in a 60-36 win at Northwestern, where she poured in 20 points, had 7 assists, 5 rebounds and 3 steals. Busby scored the 1,000th point of her career in Style on Deck. 19 with a triple-double, including 23 points, 11 assists and 10 steals in the 75-22 win over Westminster Catawba. Busby, who averages 16 points, 7 assists, 5 steals and 3 assists per game, has helped the Falcons, 20-2 overall, 4-1 in the CACA, to 7 straight victories. Regan Richardson, Cannon School basketball. The Cannon School sophomore continued to shine, averaging 23 points and 11 rebounds in 2 games the week of Jan. 11. Richardson nearly had a triple-double with 27 points, 10 rebounds and 6 assists in a 47-45 overtime loss at Charlotte Latin, Jan. 11. Richardson, who averages 22 points, 9 rebounds and 4 steals per game for the Cougars, 9-5, 1-1 in the CISAA, is already a major Division I recruit, according to Cannon School basketball coach Kelvin Dracaford. Weddington girls swim team. The Weddington girls swim team won their first Southern Carolinas Conference (SCC) championship ever. Jan. 7. The Warriors girls were led by seniors Katie Corby and Maddie Flickener in the pool and head coach Pam Hawley and assistant Craig Fish on the deck. Corby, a U.S. Naval Academy appointee, won the 50 and 100 freestyle conference titles, while helping the 200 and 400 freestyle relay teams to victory, with teammates Flickener, Kylie Yoder, Kelsey Tolchin and Ashley Martinson. Meanwhile, Flickener, an NC State signee, won the 200 freestyle and 100 backstroke. Weddington's Abby Bernard, diving, Caroline Caudell at 500 freestyle, also won their respective events. Amaya Hanley, Huff swimming. The Huff sophomore led the Huskies girls to a victory over Hopewell and Lake Norman Charter, winning the 100 backstroke and 100 butterfly in the Jan. 9 meet. Hanley also helped the 200 medley relay team to a win in their event with teammates Marissa LaSalle, Kensley Merritt and Caitlin Yount. Providence Girls 4x400 meter relay team. The Providence Girls 4x400 meter relay team, including Nimisha Coleman, Ella Waring Foster, Amanda Watson and Ariana Rivera, ran the state's fastest time, 4 minutes 2 seconds and 2 milliseconds, in their event this indoor, to claim the Liberty Premier Invitational title at Liberty University, Jan. 11. The Providence Quartet's time of 4 minutes 2 seconds and 2 milliseconds was more than 2.5 seconds faster than the second-best time run in the state this year, and no. 21 in the nation, this indoor season, according to milesplit.com. *** Information published today includes statistics through January 13th. Want to nominate an athlete? Athletes of the Week highlights high school players with outstanding performances. The goal is to recognize IL athletes in all sports, both the most accomplished and the underrated or underappreciated players. If you want to suggest someone to be included in the Athletes of the Week column, send email to jedwards@edwardswork23@gmail.com. Please include the athlete's name, school, class and applicable game performance statistics. Coaches must be willing to verify information.